So not all spirit energy is the same. And if you've wondered who or what am I actually connecting with, and there is a difference, right, between the different types of spirit energy, and learning to feel the difference is a game changer. And yeah, I get it. Connecting with spirit can feel a little spooky, but you know what the truth is? You've already been around spirit your entire life, and nothing has happened to you yet. Welcome to Connected in the Den. I'm your host, Christiane, also known as the Wandering Lioness, a psychic medium, energy healer, and spiritual coach on a mission of creating a virtual lion's den, a safe space in this corner of the cosmos where we can dive deep into witchy, spiritual, empowering chats that support us in reconnecting with our natural, magical ways of being. Here we are all about decolonizing our minds to elevate our collective consciousness. It is my intention for you to feel seen, supported, and totally inspired to unleash your own magical essence in the world. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the mystical waters, you are in the right place, my friend. Grab your favorite brew, get comfy, and let's explore this wild journey together in our cosmic pride. I hope you feel connected in the den. What is up, my mystical friends? Let's talk about spirit contact. I'm not talking about the basic, I see 1111 or a butterfly just landed on my shoulder type of thing, which I love that for us. And yes, that absolutely is validation of your guides, your loved ones, getting your attention. But we're going deeper. I mean those real, unexpected, and sometimes straight up freaking bizarre ways that spirit tries to get your attention. First, if you just happen to stumble across this podcast episode and you have no freaking clue who I am and why you should even listen to me or trust me speaking on this topic, my name is Christiane. I'm a psychic medium, an energy healer, and a spiritual coach. And I've been able to see and communicate with energy beyond the veil since I was a little girl. It runs in my blood. I mean, it runs in all of our blood. Anyone can develop their mediumship skills. But in my family, I actually have both my great-grandmother and great-aunt who were spirit workers for their community in Trinidad. So let's just say mediumship is the family business, minus the corporate nonsense. So I've had all these spirit experiences growing up, but it wasn't until 2018 that I really leaned into and started mindfully developing my gifts, my spiritual skills. And then in 2020 went full-on deep dive into mediumship. And let me tell you, it has completely transformed the way I see life, death, and just this entire cosmic experience that we're all floating through. So, I know that you're here because you've had weird, quote unquote, weird things happen. And maybe you're wondering, is spirit trying to contact me? The answer is a very high probability of yes. So, let's get into it. Before we start spotting the signs, let's quickly talk about what spirit energy actually is. At its core, spirit is just energy. It's conscious, intelligent, and loving energy. And since energy never dies, energy cannot be destroyed, it just transforms. Our loved ones, guides, ancestors, and other high vibe beings exist in a way that we can't physically see, at least not fully, but we can absolutely hear, feel, and interact with. Like I mentioned, everyone has the ability to connect with spirit. Why? Because you are spirit. You are literally a spirit having a human experience, not the other way around. The only difference between you and a full-blown working medium like myself is practice, awareness, and trust. So yes, you can do this. Now, not all spirit energy is the same, and if you've wondered who or what am I actually connecting with, there is a difference between the various types of spirit energy, and learning to feel the difference is a game changer. So general spirit energy is like tuning into the collective hum of the universe, right? Residual energy, nature spirits, or the imprints left behind by emotions and events. It's ambient. It's like background music in a coffee shop. Make sense? Then we've got our loved ones in spirit. This energy feels familiar, okay? Their energy is often warm, loving, and tied to memories. You'll notice personal signs, scents, or even thoughts that feel like them popping into your head. They'll show up to comfort, guide, and remind you that you are still connected to them. Spirit guides have a different texture. Their energy is wiser, more neutral, and often comes with a teaching vibe. So unlike loved ones, they aren't usually part of your current lifetime, but they know you deeply. When they communicate, it's often direct, it's insightful and encouraging, but without the emotional charge that loved ones carry. And let's touch on extraterrestrial beings because, yes, if you don't already know, I'm totally an alien girly. ETs have an energy that can feel expansive, electric, even a little disorienting at first. Their messages often come as sudden downloads, advanced concepts and insights, symbols, or just like perspectives that feel far beyond your normal thoughts. It literally feels like an energetic exchange where information is being downloaded into your awareness. If you suddenly feel like your consciousness stretched after a connection, that's the best way I can put it, then you might have linked up with an ET guide. And I also want to touch on deities and divine spirits. They have an energy that's undeniable. It's powerful, it's radiant, and it's commanding. When you connect with a deity, you might feel a presence that fills the whole space. It's almost regal, I would say, or like ancient energy that speaks in profound wisdom, archetypal lessons, or direct signs. Now, unlike guides, deities may come and go depending on your path, depending on your life purpose, and call you into deeper work. Make sense? So telling the difference between these energies is all in the feeling. It comes with trust. It comes with development. You have to learn how to pay attention to the emotional charge, the weight of the energy, and how it interacts with your thoughts and your body, okay? A loved one might make your heart swell. There might be this overwhelming sense of peace and just love. A guide might drop clarity into your mind. An ET might make you feel like your consciousness just got an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like you will just know. And I get it. Connecting with something you can't see can feel a little spooky. But the truth is, you've already been around spirit your entire life and nothing has happened to you yet. So they're not out to get you. Also, Hollywood has seriously done us dirty. Spirits aren't here to possess you or drag you into the underworld. 99% of the time, they just want to connect, support, and just love all up on you. Okay? And then know that your energy is in control. If something doesn't feel good, you can always say, not today. You have your free will, and spirit will respect that. It's universal law. So let us now get into the signs that spirit's trying to contact you. I've got 5 signs to share, okay? So the first one does give like a glitch in the matrix kind of vibe. If you've ever had that moment where suddenly it feels like time just skipped, like you're sitting there and then bam, like where did those last 5 minutes go? Or maybe you hear someone calling your name clear as day, but no one is there. I identify these like little glitches in like your timeline, right? And it's often spirit's way of nudging you, pulling your attention, or shifting your awareness just enough to make you look, just enough. You know what I'm saying? Sign number 2, that song that plays at the perfect time in the weirdest way. Yeah, I know hearing a meaningful song on the radio is super cool, but I'm talking about unbelievable moments. Like you're thinking of a loved one and suddenly their favorite song maybe It maybe even plays on a device that wasn't even on, or you just keep hearing the same song in completely unrelated places. Spirit loves using music because it hits you right in the soul, right in that heart space. It's also like a universal language. You feel me? Now, sign number 3. The big one. This is the big one for me. It's like a borrowed thought that blows your mind. And this one will literally stop you in your tracks. So if you've ever had a random thought pop into your head that feels like it wasn't even yours, like you're casually making coffee, okay? And suddenly you think of a very specific memory with your grandmother, something you haven't thought of in years, and nothing triggered it. It came in out of nowhere. And then bonus, maybe later on that day, someone might mention her name, or you might come across an old photo of her or an item of hers, right? That you weren't even looking for. That is spirit planting a thought directly into your awareness. A borrowed thought. They don't have vocal cords, okay? So they'll drop little thought packages into your mind. And the more you pay attention, the more these messages will start coming through. I also say that the best mode, the easiest mode for transportation for spirit is by thinking of them. You think of them and they are there. Now I've got 2 more signs for you, but first, okay, so you see the signs, you see the synchronicities, you see the symbols. You're well aware that spirit does reach out to you, but now what? My friend, I've got you. I've put together a self-paced course designed to help you connect with spirit energy, be it your loved ones, spirit guides, or just opening up your intuition in a way that feels natural, grounded, and not overwhelming. The Awakened Connection, an introduction to personal mediumship, is 2.5 hours of in-depth material. No fluff, just real guidance on how to open up your connection. You'll get exercises to strengthen your intuition, guided meditations to help you attune to spirit energy, and digital downloads to support your ongoing development. The best part, it's less than the cost of one private class with me. If you have ever wanted to learn how to recognize when spirit is talking to you, how to build confidence in your abilities, and start receiving clearer messages, this course is literally made for you. Head to thewanderinglioness.com or visit the show notes for the link. And let's get you tuned in, because Spirit's been trying to reach you, and now it's your turn to answer. Okay, number 4, the unexplainable scent that brings a memory just rushing back, suddenly smelling pipe tobacco in a non-smoking house, or catching a whiff of roses when there are none around. Spirit will use scent as a way to say, hey, I'm here. I'm saying hi. I'm checking in. I'm trying to get your attention here. Smell is tied to memory and emotion, so this makes it a very powerful way for them to get your attention, right? The last sign is the perfectly timed disruption. Spirit will sometimes get your attention in the most annoying yet undeniable ways. Like, let's say your lamp starts flickering just as maybe you're thinking about them, or your phone mysteriously glitches. You know, when you're texting about something important, your TV flashes on and off. You know, these more or less electrical disruptions, they're not coincidences. It is spirit waving at you. It's another way of spirit getting your attention. It's an easy way for spirit to communicate through electrical currents. And a reminder again, all of these ways, all of these 5 signs, ways that spirit communicates, they're going to be very freaking subtle. Spirit really does operate in subtle ways. So I want to also touch on something for a quick moment. Your energy feeding your beliefs, okay? Because your energy and your beliefs are in a constant feedback loop. If you believe that dark energy is around you, or that something scary is trying to communicate with you, guess what? That is exactly what your energy will start to fuel and attract. It's not because there's actually some ominous force lurking in the shadows. It's because your perception shapes your experience. You have to sort of think that spirit itself is neutral. It's just energy, but your own vibration and beliefs act as a sort of filter for how you experience it. If you're approaching spiritual connection from a place of fear, uncertainty, or expecting something negative to happen, your energy will distort the experience and make it feel darker or more chaotic than it actually is. On the flip side, if you approach spirit with openness, trust, love, confidence, you're going to feel the clarity, support, and the love that is actually there. If we are in a positive, clear, and centered state, then we're more likely going to align with higher vibrational energies, such as those of guides, angels, or other benevolent entities. However, when it comes to darker energies or entities, I do believe that they are often attracted to low vibrational states like fear, doubt, anger, or unresolved trauma. These darker energies, or the shadow aspects of ourselves, they can be seen as reflecting parts of us that need healing or attention. So in this way, while we can shape our experience, these darker forces may appear when we're out of alignment or when collective energies are heightened and in a negative state. This is why it's so important to have our spiritual hygiene practices, right? Our grounding practices. It's not necessarily about attracting dark forces intentionally, but rather that they may take advantage of moments of vulnerability or dissonance in our energy fields. But the important thing to remember is that we have the power to shift our frequency. Energy can be changed, altered, transmuted, right? If we raise our vibration through positive thoughts, grounding, healing practices, and just cultivating peace, we can protect and shield ourselves from any dense, lower vibrational energies. Okay? You are always in control. Your frequency determines what you connect with. High vibrational energy resonates, aligns with high vibrational spirits. If something feels off, it's not necessarily a dark force. It's just energy that's not aligned with yours. You feel me? And the second you shift your own energy and your perspective, that weird, uneasy feeling is gone. So instead of feeding fear, feed trust. Instead of assuming the worst, assume you are safe, guided, and capable, because you are. And there are a lot of people, I feel like there's a lot of fear mongering out there when it comes to connecting to spirit. If you ever feel something funky, just like flipping on a light in a dark room, all you have to do is set your intention, ground your energy, and command your space, because nothing holds power over you unless you hand it over, right? The key idea in many spiritual practices is that we are always co-creators of our reality. So while yes, darker energies may exist, we are never fully at their mercy unless we give them power or focus. So I just wanted to drop this quick episode in because I'm seeing it, pop up a lot in the TikTok comments, on YouTube. So yeah, spirit is trying to get your attention almost all the time. They are there. They can interfere, but they will guide. They are there to guide and keep you in alignment with your highest self. But the question is, are you listening? Are you tuned in? So I'm so curious if this episode gave you an aha moment. Please let us know, comment, share, send us an email, support@thewanderinglioness.com. I love hearing your experiences. And if you do want more, don't forget to subscribe, because we've always got so much more to explore here on Connected in the Den. You made it through. How freaking awesome are you? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you felt the vibes today. And if you did, please share this episode with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. I would love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, insights, or any questions that you have by sending me a DM or leaving a review. Your feedback will only help us expand this cosmic pride and help us reach more fabulous listeners like you, baby. Connect with us on social media at The Wandering Lioness for more witchy wisdom and insights. Until next time, please keep shining your magical light. Be curious, be inspired, and be blessed. I'll see you soon on Connected in the Den.